What's going on, everyone? My name is Mase. Find me on Twitter at CaliKing49er17. You are tuned in to the IDP Hunter podcast, part of the RPO Football Network. Hanging out today, there's no Steve, but I do have Marcell Stewart, Carroll University, wide receiver, kick returner. Marcell, thank you for coming on, bro. Thank you for taking the time. Just hit you straight off with a intro background question. Your path to where you are currently has kind of been unique. You got track, martial arts, wrestling. You play the drums. You got a bunch of different stuff going on. We'll hit on all of it mostly. How do you think that your journey differs from someone that maybe went from high school straight to like D1 or something like that?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having me here. And I feel like my path has kind of been the unorthodox one. Again, obviously pointing out the fact that I didn't go D1 as much as all athletes want to go D1. A lot of times that just doesn't happen for a lot of people. And for me, I just kind of made the most of what I had. I kind of went through the phase of D1 or bust for about like 2 weeks or so, maybe starting my recruiting. And then I just kind of like matured and understood in mind that like, you know, that might not happen for me, but as long as I get some type of opportunity, that's all I need. So I just kind of turned into from a D1 or bust to a whatever opportunity presents itself and whatever I can make the most of. So from that point on, I just kind of worked with what I had best. I didn't really have too much help with recruiting. So I actually like went to Twitter and sent out my film, my high school film, pretty much every day. Any chance that I was just sitting down watching TV, any chance I wasn't working out, whenever, especially during COVID, because for me, like that was just as for anyone else, it was an insane time.
Yeah, for sure.
Just kind of questioning like, would I even play football anymore when we didn't know what was going on? So
Yeah. So
that
many
that
rules
would
and stuff, yeah.
yeah, that was a crazy time. But again, like just going through that and like sending out film as much as I can and as best as I can. And then I ended up getting an opportunity to come here to Carroll.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yes,
Back
sir.
in my day, like 2007, 2008, it was like in between the VHS tape, then burning it on a DVD or trying to put it on YouTube. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I remember, like, at one point I was a quarterback thinking, yeah, I'm going to go D1. And then obviously they ended up working out. But I feel like you struggle there. But, man, that constant grind, that's really what you got to do. Like, if you really commit to something, right? It's not always going to just lay out in front of you. You got to go get it. And that's actually a really good trait to have, I feel like. When did you realize that football is something that you wanted to do not only professionally, but, like, just as, like, a passion?
Yeah, I think it was the first football play that I ever made. Because I actually started playing football in freshman year of high school.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I wasn't allowed to, or at least my parents didn't want me to play football beforehand, just because I actually had health problems growing up.
Oh,
So they
really?
were just kind of scared on that point, and especially football. It's a brutal sport.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart. It's not.
Oh, for sure.
It's not for somebody who doesn't have a little bit of muscle and
Yeah.
whatnot. So they were a little scared and whatnot with me playing, and it was actually the first scrimmage that I had. It's like this little jamboree before
Oh,
school starts and the season kicks off,
oh.
and I busted I think it was supposed to be a inside zone because I played fullback at the time.
What?
So
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
So
I love
I had
fullbacks, man. Shout out
yeah,
to
I
the
had my
defense.
hand in the dirt, man. I had my
Okay.
hand in the
Okay.
dirt. So it was
Oh,
it was a play obviously meant for like 2 or 3 yards, and I busted it for like 60 to 70 yards. And
that's
it
awesome.
it was just kind of a moment for me. I was like, wow, like I just busted
Yeah.
this long run play. But then at the same time, it's like, I could really do something with football. And it was honestly from that point on, I said, I'm gonna take it seriously. So I took that path early. Like I said, I was going to, go D1 or, go wherever I could get opportunity and then go pro, however that may look for me. So that was just kind of the stepping stone for me. And it's been that way ever since.
For sure. And you said Jamboree, that brought back memories real quick. But dude, imagine being that coach on the defense and you got a fullback busting you for 70 yards with the
Yeah.
Jamboree.
Yeah.
That defense ain't gonna have a very good day afterwards, man. That's funny.
No.
How have your experience in like martial arts and wrestling and the other things you do on the side? How's that kind of leak into football and like your life? Does it help you with balance, the mentality? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, from a mind, it actually hits on all focal points. So from a mindset standpoint, it's allowed me to have the ability to not quit.
Yeah.
Whether that's facing adversity of not getting as much playing time as I wanted, or whether it's facing the adversity of, being in a double overtime game and you still have to stay in because the coaches are depending on you to play, whether it's being in those hard, hot, grueling fall camp practices and you just want to go back home and turn on the PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
it's just, it makes you a stronger person in your mind, and it ends up coming out into reality. So I say from a mental standpoint, that's what it does. From a physical standpoint, the obvious, strength, balance. In martial arts, you have to be on your toes. You have to be ready to adapt to everything, and especially me being a receiver. There's times where I may think, oh, they're off coverage, and then I turn to wait for the snap and turn back, and next thing I know, they're in my face.
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah.
to be ready for that at
Yeah.
all times. So there's that. Footwork, obviously, footwork is in fighting, footwork is in football, whether you play receiver, running back, O line, D line. So it just allows me to take everything that I've learned from there and just bring it into football and just kind of bring everything together. And it just overall keeps me balanced and it allows me to stay disciplined.
Yeah, for sure. Well-rounded, I would say, man. Doing a lot of things. It shows that you can balance a lot of stuff, and then just having that mindset. I mean, those are some grueling tasks. I mean, obviously they're probably fun, a way to relieve stress and things like that. But it really takes a lot of dedication and patience because you're not just going to walk in and be a black belt or anything like that. You know what
Right,
I mean? You're not
exactly.
just going to walk in and slam someone on the mat. You're going to get dusted a few times, get back up.
Right.
So you were kind of talking about positioning on the defensive side going up against you. So I'll kind of slide into football IQ and preparation here. How do you approach film study? What do you look for in your own film? And is there anyone that you like kind of model your game off of or like, kind of pick and pull from different players?
Yeah, so I actually obviously, like, I won't sit here and say that I knew off the bat how to like watch film from high school. Like
For sure.
I had to learn what to
Mhm.
truly watch because I think when I first started watching film, I just kind of watched,
Yep.
like I just kind of like just watched the entire thing. And I could have done that just standing on the sideline and watching
For
somebody
sure.
else play.
Yep.
But my coach in high school, John Ivlo, back at Bolingbrook High School, he just kind of taught me how to the basic stuff, watch myself. Like, what did I do here? Did I run the play correctly? Did I even run the correct route? Did
Yep.
I even block the right person? And then after that is, okay, how is the DB reacting to me doing the correct thing? Or how's the DB reacting to me doing the wrong thing? How can we change that? So he kind of gave me the basics. And from there, I just kind of grew upon that basic level as the years went by. And then as I came here to college, they taught me how to look at the finer details. Okay, whoever's in front of you, what are they doing correctly on film? Okay, what are they doing when it's 1st and 10, or what are they doing
There
when
you go.
it's 2nd and 3rd? So they gave me the kind of detail part of the film study, and honestly, I just developed the love of just constantly watching film. Like it's times where I'm literally taking a shower and I got my phone in like a little Ziploc bag, and I'm still
Dude,
watching just
that's
because
awesome.
like I can't stop watching. So there was just that. And as far as modeling myself compared to a receiver, I actually kind of take bits and pieces from everybody. I watch guys like Tyreek Hill. I watch guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I watch CeeDee Lamb. I watch Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice. I watch all those guys. And I try to like not just look at them and be like, oh, I want to look just like them. I want to like make those catches because I can I'm not Megatron. Like I can't do that. I'm
No,
not
for
that
sure.
tall.
Everyone
You
wants
know?
to make that big old Odell catch, right? But
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Like I can't do that. But in speaking of Odell, I see his routes in his prime and even like in the later years, and I go, wow, like I would love to run routes like that, be able to manipulate the DBs
For
and the
sure.
corners like that every single play. So I take those bits and pieces, or even the strong hands of Michael Irvin when he's running slants and things like that, or even just the details in Jerry Rice's routes. So I take bits and pieces and I just kind of grow it from there and put it into my own style of play.
Yeah, for sure. So would you describe yourself as like a vocal leader, or are you more like just kind of like follow my path? I'm gonna be silent.
Yeah, I honestly I feel like I'm a little bit of both. Like I'm not the guy to do like a pregame speech.
That Ray
But
Lewis
like,
stuff. Yeah.
right. But like, if somebody is like feeling down, I'll come to them and I'll let them know, like, hey, like, this is what happened. Like, it's all good. Like, you just got to keep pushing, things of that nature. And I would say 80% of the time I am leading through my example. Like, people have come up to me and say, hey, I saw you at the field like 2 hours before, and then now later in the day, you're here again. Like, people notice things like that. And I don't even, reach out and like show people that I'm at the field. Like, I have a YouTube and I work out and everything. People see that. But, zero people can still see that video, and I'm going to still do it no matter what, recording or not recording. So I feel like 80% of the time, yeah, I am leading through my own actions versus vocally.
For sure. No, you sound like a really good teammate, man. And doing things when no one's looking, that's just integrity 101 right there. So kudos to you for that. What's something about your mentality or preparation, speaking of, you talk about doing 2 days, stuff like that when it's not required. Is there something that your coaches have seen in you as a strength, like maybe something that you hadn't really noticed before?
Yeah, I say they've told me in the past that I play with a chip on my shoulder.
Okay.
And they kind of went in deeper, saying like it's not just because I'm a shorter receiver, like that's just the surface level of it, but they like see that when I get the ball in my hands, like I don't just like go down, like I fight for every single yard. So they kind of point that out, that like because I play the way that I play, that is why I see the success that I have seen in any time that they give me a chance, whether it's practice or whether it is a game.
Yeah, I saw in an interview you said that you like what do you say? You said you want competition.
Yeah.
Why do you want competition?
I've seen the light on having competition. I've seen that it makes me a better player, whether I win the competition or whether I even lose it. There's been times where I go in and I quite honestly just don't have the confidence, just because some guy like already looks better than me.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of tell myself, well, let's just go in and see what happens. Like, don't even worry about it. And then I end up winning. And then there's been times where I've been super confident in myself, and then I end up losing. But at the same time, I have to take that loss and just understand that that's what comes with competition, and it's going to make me better at the end of the day.
That push and pull with ego and doubt, man, you can it'll either tank you or it'll push you to the top. But finding that balance with anything, is truly, truly hard. So I see you there. I'm going to go ahead and add the film to the stage here.
Yes, sir.
We'll get it running. If you see anything, let me know. I'll just start. One more question. So, like, your personal route tree, what does that look like to you? What was asked of you in college? What are you capable of doing?
Yeah. So my coaches went in detail to tell me that with my routes, they want me to be a lot more crisp, just breaking on the dime a lot more. Because yes, I could, as you saw in that first clip, I can run straight past the defense, any time of the day. But like, how can I stop on the dime when I need to run a curl? How can I make a correct cut to go in or out? So it was just learning that and understanding that I have to perfect that in order to be the receiver that not only that they want me to be, but what I want myself to be.
Yeah, for sure. Do you view route running as art? Do you think it's something that you can master? Do you have different routes for different zones? You said like different cuts and breaks. Maybe you and your quarterback have like a little, 1-2 connection there or something?
Yeah, so honestly, this comes with just love watching film and everything. The biggest part that I loved about watching other people's film and even my own is that when it works, it looks so smooth.
Right.
And it's kind of like you get like goosebumps a little bit, going like, ooh, like that was nice. Like, let me see that again. Like there's times where I'm playing, whether it's my film or somebody else's film, over and over, because I'm like, whoa, like that was mean, like that was dirty and everything. So it gets me excited for when it works. And it gets me even more excited for when, I try it and it may not look as well, but I know like it can be way better.
Yeah, for sure. I like that one right there. That's a little post out there, post corner.
Yes, sir. Post corner all day.
Man, I love that. Your quarterback's pretty good. I'm putting it on the outside or to your chest. So
yes, sir.
Nice. Yeah, those out routes are really good for you underneath there.
Yes, sir.
So do you prefer to be in slot, or is just like kind of put you anywhere and you're just going to work?
Yeah, that I quite honestly will go anywhere the coaches need me to. Obviously, with my stature, they want to put me at the slot,
For sure.
but at the same time, if they need me to go outside and run downfield or run a quick curl, quick out, I can do that as well, and I can even run the ball if they need me to. So
That was gonna,
I'm
yeah, that was my next question. I was gonna ask if you ever played running back, any kind of fly motion, and what's your favorite scheme?
Yeah, I actually again I started playing fullback in high school,
Mhm.
and I played running back for about 2 years, and then we started going into a spread offense. So I kind of just jumped at the opportunity
Oh, okay.
and jumped in at receiver just so I could see if I could get the ball more. And obviously, we're here now being a receiver in college and hopefully in the pros. And it just I quite honestly like when I see offenses that utilize guys like me that can go and catch the ball or that can run jets, run the ball in general. Like it gets me excited because that's multiple ways that I can be used and multiple ways that I can help the team win. So
Yeah. So do you prefer facing zone or man coverage?
uh I guess it depends on how I'm
Okay.
feeling. I gotta be honest, it does depend on how I'm feeling because there's days where I'm like, yeah, let's go, like bring man every single time.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. And then there's other times where I'm like I hope they play zone so I could just manipulate them with the route tree. Like it depends on the day, it depends on the time, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna give it my all and I'm gonna make sure I come down with the ball or nobody else does.
No, for sure. It seems like you got that determination. Even right there, you took a lick, came down with the ball pretty big, man. That's a nice play there.
Yes, sir.
So how do you kind of prepare for bigger physical corners or nickelbacks that are playing press up against you? Like, what's your thought process before the snap?
Yeah, quite honestly, I had to just think about, what do they want to do? Do they want to reroute me and take me to the sideline? Do they want to lead me, funnel me into the safety? Or do they just kind of want to threaten me, but then not really carry out those threats? And once I make that decision, then I decide, okay, is it time to be super aggressive and start hand fighting early? Or is it time to be a little bit savvy, just like this in the fade?
Yeah,
I kind of decided that he wasn't really trying to be super aggressive with me, so I just decided to manipulate his blind spot and just go in on that fade.
dude, I love that, especially because what are you guys on, like the 15, the 13?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
something that you and your quarterback kind of can check to?
Yeah, depending on the play, we can check to it.
Okay.
A lot of times it's just kind of a already set play, and it's win any way that you can.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's that move, man? What do you call that one?
Oh, it's just a little jab step, just a little jab step.
You gave that stanky leg, dude. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
baby. Oh, that's awesome. So do you have any actual techniques that you pull out based on what corner you're going against, or do you just have your set of go-to moves?
I have a little bit of both. Again, it all depends on what I'm getting. If I'm getting a very aggressive corner, I understand that I have to hand fight, which means it's a lot of swiping at the
Mhm.
arm, especially grabbing right at the elbow right here, because once
Okay.
you pull somebody here, a little bit of wrestling. Once
Yeah,
you
yeah,
pull
yeah.
somebody here, they can't really move away from it. They have to move with it. So
Yep.
with that, if they're moving away, that allows me to make the play that I need to make. And then if I'm getting a lot more softer DB or corner, that's when I
Mhm.
kind of just try to be a little savvy and just kind of manipulate them. But also understand that even though I have a bigger chance of manipulating them, if I make the move too early, that gives them too much time to recover.
Yeah. So we saw a little bit of kick return in there. I'll kind of pull it back here. Question for you: would you rather take a kick return or a punt to the house, or would you just rather get a move, burn a DB, and get like an 80-yard touchdown pass?
Ah,
What's your big play?
mm. I think it's a lot cooler to house a return.
Yeah, for
I think
sure,
that's
huh?
a lot cooler, especially if you make a couple moves, run somebody over, and then
Yeah.
like you're just running down the sideline. I feel like that feels a lot better than just running straight and scoring a touchdown.
For sure. Kick return, is that something that you pride yourself in? Do you do that for fun? Did someone ask you to do that? How did that start?
Yeah, so I again with my build and just what I bring to the table, I understood that I had to be able to do a lot of things that most receivers probably wouldn't do as much. So whether that is going out there and punt returning, going out there and kick returning, or even bettering my blocking skills. Because I'll admit I they can always get better, but
No, for sure.
I understand that being the type of receiver that I am, I have to be ready to do any and everything. So I just kind of saw people kick returning in high school, punt returning, and I thought that's cool. I might as well see if I could do it.
Right.
But then I learned the hard way though that it takes more than just catching the ball. You have to actually track it, make sure you know where it's coming down to, and then right after tracking the ball and catching it, then you have to see where are you going. Is it a design return, left or
Yeah.
right? Are your blockers leading them inside or outside? And then from that point on, it's just playing ball and understanding that you got to make a play. It doesn't have to be a touchdown, but you got to make a play.
At least go forward, right? Don't drop the
Yes,
ball and
sir.
get forward, man. Follow
Yes,
some
sir.
blockers. Hopefully you find a lane.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll kind of slide over to more like life questions here, kind of where football meets the road there. A lot of people say that sports are like a microcosm for life. What are some lessons that you've learned from football, whether hard or, really great moments that you kind of carry with you in your life?
Yeah, there are always going to be designed things to hold you back,
For sure.
and that I learned that playing football, wrestling, running track. Even I've learned that there are things in life that are just going to try and hold you back,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to make the choice of, do I allow it to hold me back, or do I say no? I'm going through you, around you, over you. So that is what I've gathered in general with sports period, not just football. And
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that I have to be able to tell the obstacles, no, I'm going to do what I plan out to do. I'm going to make it pro wherever that may be. I'm going to make this play. I'm going to, I'm gonna do this thing that I said I was going to do and that I worked hard for. And just understanding that nobody can stand in my way except myself.
Yeah, those goals and expectations you set, you as a human, I mean, not just you, anyone that sets them, it's up to them to ultimately get them. And you're going to have distractions and people telling you no. And, the universe may seem like all the omens are against you, but you got to try to do what you can to come out on top. What do you think about your game that shines out the most to you? And what unique qualities do you have that you think that you can bring to a team in the NFL or kind of any professional team?
Yeah, I feel like just the fact that I can do a lot of things. I don't have to just run straight. You can put me on a route. You could put me on a post out. You could put me on a dig. You could put me on a curl. You could put me on a slant. But at the same time, you can also tell me to run the ball to the left or to the right. You can also give me a pitch behind the back and I take it to the house. You can ask me to block and I'll go out there and I'll put my body on the line and make that block. So I feel like just being able to do that, like that's what sets me apart from everybody.
Yeah, you got some nice eye routes, like I said there. That was a nice adjustment, man. Fading back there, catching it, getting out of bounds. I'm really nice on the sidelines there. Nice sideline awareness, man. Okay, so is your goal specifically NFL or bust, or are you just looking to play professionally?
I'm looking to play professionally, wherever that may be. If it is the NFL, then I'm blessed to be a part of that.
For
Or
sure.
if it is overseas, or even in Canada, I'm more than blessed to be a part of that as well. And that is actually why I am on my way to the CJFL this year.
Oh, okay. You want to talk? Can you talk about that at all?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I reached out to this guy called The Wizard. He is, yeah, he's on Instagram and he just kind of reaches out to players, that are looking for opportunities and just kind of give information on the CJFL, which is the Canadian Junior Football League.
Yeah.
And he kind of just pointed out that, hey, you're 22, you have a year of eligibility in this league. Why don't you come through or reach out to coaches? So he connected me with a bunch of teams. He connected me with Regina Thunder. He
Okay.
connected me with Valley Huskers, all those teams. But I thankfully ended up deciding to play for the PG Kodiaks, Prince George
Okay.
Kodiaks. Yes, sir.
What was that process like? Did you do like interviews? Did you have a workout?
Yeah, so I kind of just got in contact with the coach
Yeah.
through their football page, and he took a look at my film, and he liked what he saw. He liked what I could add to the Kodiaks, and
Yeah.
from there, it was just kind of a love at first sight thing. You know, we kind of vibe with each other.
Yeah,
I vibed with the, the little color scheme that they had, the yellow and
that's
black.
cool.
It looked nice. But I also just vibe with the mindset that coach had. I vibe with the mindset that Coach Borum kind of like brought to me of being aggressive and being the top dog and understanding that we're going to work for the wins that are coming to us. And he just was straight up with me through the whole process. He had let me know what he wanted me to do for the team, and he asked me if I want to be a part of that, and I told him yes.
Dude, that's phenomenal, man. I'm so happy for
Yes,
you. What
sir.
was the team? I want to track them, dude. I'll try to watch your games if I can.
Yes,
What's the
sir.
team again?
Prince George Kodiaks, PG Kodiaks.
Okay, all right, cool. Sorry for everyone at home that's not watching on YouTube. I was just writing it down. I bring my little
Yeah.
notebook with me and stuff just in case, No, that's cool, man. Like you're on the show. We want to support you, dude. Root for you. So that's freaking awesome. I'll see if I can stream it or do whatever I can. Maybe buy some merch off of you or something, dude.
Yes, sir.
So that's freaking awesome, man. I'm really happy for you. So have you ever faced a moment where you actually considered stepping away from the game? I mean, we all have our bad days. We all have our bad moments, our bad plays. When you were at your worst, I don't know, kind of if you wouldn't mind opening up to us a little bit and cutting deep there, like what's that
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, so I would be lying if I told you I had never experienced this. I did experience it kind of recently. I just kind of got towards the end of the season. Just to be truthfully honest, things weren't working out as I wanted it to, playing time wise,
Totally.
especially with the goals that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of came into a crossroads of, okay, like, do I want to take the easy way out? To me, what
Yeah.
seemed like the easy way out and just call it quits, go straight into coaching? Or do I want to stand up and just say, I'm still going to keep fighting because I fought this hard to get to where I am now. So why not just keep going further and keep going to see where I can get to? So I sat down with my family, and they were kind of wondering where I was at with this because
Mm-hmm.
obviously they're my support system. So
Yeah.
they want to be involved with it as much as they can. And I kind of sat down and told them, like, I'm not done. I'm not done with football. Football's not done with me. And I'm gonna do everything that I can to make sure of that. So I actually got in touch with National Scouting Combine, and I actually went down to Naples, Florida, and
Yes.
I kind of just showcased the ability that I had, and I felt like I had a great couple of days down there, and yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, that's crazy because that was actually my next question. You participated in the National Scouting Combine. Was there any kind of coaching or anything there? You make any friends? Anything that kind of like stuck with you? Did you take anything away from there?
Yes, sir. I actually learned a deeper understanding of being a receiver, just understanding the hand fight combinations that I could do, understanding uh, what I can do with certain leverages, and instead of just working so hard to try and force something. And I actually did develop a lot of friendships out there. My dog Sly, he went to Winona.
Okay.
He's currently going through the whole process of going pro. My other dogs out there, they know who they are. We just kind of developed a sort of a quick friendship and understanding that we're all trying to go to the same place. We're all trying to be great. So why not help each other out and look out for each other? Make sure we all ball and we all have an understanding of what it takes to make it to the top. So
Yeah. Well, when you get a bunch of guys that are in the same situation in a room, it's either going to be really messy or they're all really going to be trying to help each other. So,
right.
I mean, you got so many leagues and so much stuff, and now there's social media and hype and people thinking they're bigger than they are, and then people doubting themselves when they get to stuff like that. So I
Yes,
always think
sir.
it's super interesting, not just to see who kind of like stands out physically, but see who's standing out mentally, see how people are mingling, see who's actually talking to the coaches and taking the feedback, things like that. Marcell, I can tell you right now, man, just from talking to you for the 29 minutes that we have, I know 100%, bro, you are humble and you are freaking committed. And that's cool.
I
And you're
try.
really honest with yourself and with the people around you. It sounds like you got a good comfort system with your family. And that's awesome, man. That's really cool. Okay, we're going to go kind of, deeper into who you are, but like not as deep as we kind of gotten.
Yeah.
You got a music background. We kind of talked about it beforehand. You play the drums. You sing in a church choir as well. You go to church?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You
I
want to
do.
give them a shout or something?
Yes, sir. I want to give a huge shout out to Jubilee Baptist Church back at home in Bolingbrook, Illinois. they are part of my growth from a boy to a man, helping me understand that God is the reason why I have everything that I have, and He will continue to be that reason. And He will also be the reason that I might have things that I don't have, just because I might not need that at that time or at all. So yeah, huge shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure. So how do you approach recovery postseason, post game? I know you got like a week in between, kind of. Sometimes it's even shorter, right? You got trips and stuff. How do you go about staying healthy and training yourself during the season?
Yeah, so during the season, I tried to pull back a little bit on just
Mhm.
like weightlifting and things of that nature, doing like the 2-a-days, just
Yeah,
because I had to understand that at all times I had to be ready to go. I had to be ready to, play a game, whether I'm needed or not needed, just because I never know what will happen. So from that point, I just kind of do things that will kind of help me function better as an athlete. So not only doing the workouts that are provided to us here at Carroll, but also doing my own workouts that I've kind of looked up and kind of followed through with over the years that I've been here. And then as far as a recovery standpoint, we have a great recovery facility here. So I tend to use the Norman techs that help with the blood flow in the legs and everything.
okay.
Try to get cupped every now and then, red light therapy, ice tub, you name it. So
Okay,
I make sure I take care of the body.
for sure. I'll do a cold plunge every now and again, man, but
Yeah.
it's frosty, you know?
Oh yeah.
So, so do you play fantasy football at all?
No, actually, I don't, and I've tried to get into it, but like it's so weird loving football the way that I do because
Mhm.
I actually don't watch NFL games as much as most people would think.
Yeah.
But there are times when I'm like looking and I'll see some of my like close friends or teammates go, "Oh my God, like so and so's got like this many points on fantasy right now, yada yada." And I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Hey, he's having a great game. I don't know."
Yeah, for
So,
sure. Do your thing, bro.
yes, sir.
Okay. Football and music are two ways that you express yourself. How do they reflect different sides of you, or is there kind of like an in between for you there?
Yeah, I think it all comes together. I look at music and football as just one mind. It just looks different to the untrained eye. For music, when you have a complete drum set, you have the bass. That you're kicking with your feet. For me, my feet is the building block of me being a football player in general, not just
Yeah.
a receiver. You have your snare, which is a quick, high pitch hitting sound
Yeah.
and that's the hands that are quick and fast,
Okay.
immediate, and then you have the cymbals that give a little crash every now and then, maybe a little gradual rise up. And
Mhm.
that's just like the beating heart for me of football. And for me, like when I get excited for games, I get excited for practices as well.
Yeah.
That I'm out there, I'm thinking in my head like, wow, like I'm in practice, like, oh, we got a red zone skelly next. Oh, okay. Oh, we got, third downs. Okay, let's go. Oh, we got
Yeah.
kickoff return, we got punt return, all of that. Like I get excited. I treat every moment like it is a game just because I understand that not everything is promised.
Yeah.
Football is not promised, regardless of whether I play for another 2 years or whether I play for another 15 years. Either way, I had to be thankful for that and understand that, not everything is promised, and I have to play like it's my last day.
For sure. You got to play like you practice, and you got to practice at a high intensity, right? I mean, obviously, practice is not really like the game, just like scrimmage isn't like a game, but you got to bring the heat most of the time there and put in the work, or else it's going to show on Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Saturday, however
Right,
many days in the week they play football now. So,
right.
uh, okay. One last question to kind of close it out here. If someone who's never watched you asked, "What's Marcell Stewart's game all about?" What would you tell them?
I'm a worker, straight up. I'm a worker. I'm a work for every single thing. I'm a work for the ball that's in the air that's coming towards me. I'm a work for every single yard that is in front of me that needs to be gained. I'm a work for every single block that you need me to make, regardless of whether I want to do it or not.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I understand, as a receiver, we don't really want to block that much. We want to go
yeah.
catch touchdowns.
Yeah,
But as a smarter receiver, I understand that the only way I could catch touchdowns is by setting up the run first,
yes,
and
sir.
you can't do that without a good block. So that's just who I am. I'm a worker. I don't quit, and I will go after whatever I want, regardless of who's standing in front of me or what's standing in front of me.
Man, I love that answer. I also wanted to highlight the answer that you're talking about with your body and the drums and stuff, man. We got to get a band going or something. I'm gonna hit you on the side, bro.
Oh yeah,
we'll link up or something. All right, after you're done up there in Canada, are you relocating soon?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I leave May 15th, or at least somewhere around that week. So I get up there, move in, and get to work. Start winning some games with PG Kodiaks.
Heck yeah, man. Well, we'll be rooting for you from here. And I want to thank you for coming on, Marcell. Is there anything else you want to add before we close this out, bro?
No, sir. I appreciate it, and I just want everybody to understand that the only reason why I'm here is because of God. That is the only reason why I'm here. So I'm gonna make sure that I make the most of this time.
Yeah, all the glory to him, man. Marcell, thank you for coming on, bro. We really appreciate you. We're going to be rooting for you up there in Canada and beyond. Hopefully you stay in touch where you come back after you get, maybe a contract or something.
Yeah. Yes,
all
sir.
Right. That's what I love to hear, baby.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, my name is Mase. This is the IDP 100 podcast, and we'll catch you guys next time. We're out. Thanks.